Good morning, Sri Lanka. What a great way to start the early AM than looking into my face. I'm your host, Jason.
And you're with Ryan, of course. And today is the 23rd, if I'm mistaken. 23rd, right? 23rd of May. It is a Thursday, folks. And for those who managed to snatch it, it's a long weekend in lieu of vessel falling on Saturday. For some, today is already, Jason, a holiday. 4-day weekend. That's what we're talking about.
Wow. So I wish I had that.
So, well, I work for a radio station, so it doesn't really happen for us. But here's the thing. Today's show is perfect because whether it's staycation for you, staying at home, or going out somewhere, today's show will be a really big treat.
Yeah, we'll be focusing on people who literally put their right foot forward out of the house and walk.
Yeah.
Journey across Sri Lanka, past the beaches, past whatever you get in Sri Lanka, you know, all the glorious things that you get in Sri Lanka, and really enjoying yourself.
Yes.
For me, I think it's vacation is like, you know, going to an expensive hotel, chilling by the pool, looking at the girls. That's what a vacation is for me. What do you think vacation is for you?
Me, it's eating at a really not so expensive joint with a lot of my good friends and trying to keep to be within the budget. That is for me a vacation. But speaking of vacation, there is a viral video that's been, I think, passed around so many times, a very popular social networking site. And I'm pretty sure you've seen it.
Yeah, I know the name. We Go Sri Lanka.
Yes.
By two guys from European country, Max Kegfire and what's the other guy's name? I think it's Dima Wiper.
Yeah,
such cool names, right?
We have a little peek of the video. So folks, just in case you haven't seen it yet, here it is.
What an amazing video. It was like, just blew your mind away, you know? I mean, it makes you look at Sri Lanka through the eyes of a tourist.
Yes.
I mean, we've lived here for quite some time. I know when you look at, like, for example, some big, like even the streets, and you're like, oh, wow, it's cool. But when you look at the video,
it looks a little bit different.
It's amazing.
I am very proud that I have experience riding the train from Trinco coming back to Colombo. It's one of the best experiences in my life. I've lived for so long, and the only train experience I've had was at a carnival. I am from a country where there are 7,107 islands. We have beaches, we have mountains, we have volcanoes and all. But this is the thing that always made me in awe of Sri Lanka, being here for 8 years or so. Such a small island to have everything. You want cold weather, drive 4 hours. You get Nurelia. You want the heat of the sun, the beauty of the beaches, the water. Go down south. Even a 30-minute drive can get you to.
Everything's just so close by. It's so convenient.
Yes, everything is here, and it's so safe because, like what I mentioned, from the Philippines we have typhoons, we have volcanoes erupting, we have earthquakes here. We are relatively safe, so it is
we
paradise.
Have nice weather. It is
nice weather, yeah.
Where they smile upon Sri Lanka with open arms. The weather.
Yeah, because let's face it, even though we get heavy rains nowadays, it's still a nice thing to stay at home, savor the food. I mean, I've never seen such colorful cuisine in my entire life. The violet beetroot, the dal that's bright orange, and then you have the curries and all. Everything's there. See how much Sri Lankan I am now? Different. I love that one. Different. Yeah.
No, anyways, apart from the video now, I want to get to know, because for me, I don't know about like traveling around Sri Lanka. You know, the cool way. Apparently it's called the cool way, where you travel and you know every place to go to, more details. So we're gonna bring someone over.
Yeah.
Do you know who it is?
Yes, I know who it is. It's actually very interesting that most of our folks for today, they're kind of into the surfing thingy, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, he surfs.
I like surfing.
Yeah, so we have with us, he's been in and out of the country, and we're just going to call him Leo. It's actually Leandro, if I'm mistaken.
Leandro.
Yeah, Leandro.
Oh.
Leo. Philippine, which is very interesting because I'm from the Philippines. Leo is coming to the studio right now, and he's been, Leo, if you don't mind joining us in
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Leo here has been in, good morning. Good morning. He's been in and out of the country, and just out of the first question, your favorite spot in this beautiful island?
My favorite spot here, that's, it's actually quite difficult because there's so many different spots here, you know, but I've been coming here on and off, and I mean, I always get dragged down to the south.
Particularly?
Because of the surf, actually. But also the beautiful beaches, the people, definitely, and just the amazing places that you find there. You know, there are so many secret spots that so many people haven't heard of. And every time I keep going down there, I just keep finding these really amazing spots, and I kind of get drawn into that.
Which part of Sri Lanka is home away from home for you?
I would say a small place called Unawatuna.
Oh, that's my favorite spot. That's my favorite spot.
Withdrawing from what you just said before, would you consider like the best like surfing spots in Sri Lanka are down south?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I actually wouldn't say that. I mean, I think most people know Arugambe is really one of the best surf spots.
No doubt.
Hikudu is a really good surf spot. But I'm sort of a soul surfer, and I really like to just get out to a spot where there's absolutely no one there, or it's just me and a few friends just surfing, a lot of locals, you know. So down south you have a lot of surf spots where you don't have that crowd that come in, you know, where you're just really with the locals, and you know, you get to make friends with them, and you just hang out with them, and you really build a really good relationship with them.
We're looking some of your the pictures.
Oh yeah, that's Gaul.
Well,
that's a beautiful spot.
So you took these pictures, yes? Of course.
Sorry?
You took these pictures.
Yeah.
Would you look at that?
That's a really
Where's this waterfall at? Where was that waterfall taken?
That was taken in a place called forgot the place, the name of the place.
Because you've been so many places.
I've been so many places and so many waterfalls, you know. I mean, each and every waterfall is different. But
hey, Leo, you remember that place we went to the waterfall?
I remember a friend of mine always says one of the three things that you need to do before you die is one is to bathe under a waterfall in Sri Lanka. I haven't
You haven't done it?
I haven't done it yet. I don't want to die yet. I'm just kidding. You've been in and out of the country for quite a while now. Have you seen, are the changes very obvious? Like you say, like with your favorite activity, like surfing, are there more people now getting into the sport? Is it getting more expensive now? Or is it the same feel, or it's getting cooler? How does it feel now compared to the past?
Well, the thing is quite interesting because, I mean, surfing is actually worldwide is one of the fastest growing sports at the moment. Because it's really cheap, because all you basically need is a surfboard, you know, and then you can just go out. I would say also, back to your other question, Sri Lanka has changed a lot. Positively, it's changed a lot. I mean, I was also here during the war. That's Arugambe. Also a good spot, some parties.
No, I was about to say,
that's also something we can get to later. But basically, yeah, the change is very positive. I have to say, the change is very positive. I was also here during the wartime, during the tsunami time, which was also really a difficult time for this country. And I mean, I would say that it did recover really well. And especially now with the highway, which I absolutely love. Being European, just driving down that highway doesn't.
Dude,
it just, I don't know, somehow it doesn't feel like Sri Lanka when I'm driving down that highway and I just look around myself because I'm so used to driving down that coastline, you know, going down south and you know, which usually took like 3 hours. You know, and now it's just a straight road, and I mean, it's so beautiful because you know, there's so many things that you haven't seen yet. You know, driving down that.
But
that highway.
Now since the highway's here, for me, like when we used to drive down south, it's the food places. They're pretty much like passing those places that you want to stop by and I want some food from that place, you know. But when you're driving by the highway, do you really pass all the best places to eat?
And it's not as scenic as the coastal drive.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. It's more practical though, where you can just say like, if I'm in Colombo now, I'd be like, okay, tomorrow morning I'm gonna, go back to go for a surf.
That's true. You just want to go there for lunch and come back.
Yeah, you can just do that. But you're right. I mean, in a way, there were a lot of spots where we always used to just have a stop and have a snack or two. I guess the highway you can't do that now, but I mean. I think it's better that way with the highway,
It just gets you to your destination faster.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Definitely.
Sure. All right. Talking about the season, like from any place that a tourist visits, there are certain seasons that it would look best to go, and more people around and stuff. What would you consider the best season in Sri Lanka, in Uluwatuna, down south area?
Well, I always love coming down in December. December is a really good time because of the parties.
All right. Every time you're gonna say party, I'm gonna be like, all right.
Yeah, I think because of the parties. But then again, I mean,
tide-wise, talking about the tide.
Yeah, exactly. The good thing about Sri Lanka is anytime I come down here, there's always swell. I can just look at like waves, when a big wave's coming in. So for me as a surfer, I mean, it's not really that important, I guess. If I have time in December to come down, then definitely I will try to come down in December. But family comes first, I guess, in December. But somehow I found my second family here in Sri Lanka, so I got to balance that out a bit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the monetary factors now. How is it? Is it getting more expensive now? From say your sandwich that used to cost 100 rupees. How much is it now? Or are you a rice and curry person?
Well, it is getting more expensive. Yeah, that's true. But then again, that depends also on your salary too. I mean, if it was much cheaper a few years ago, but the other thing is, I mean, the great thing about Sri Lanka is also, if you want to eat cheap, you can eat cheap.
That's true.
And that doesn't mean that it's not good food. I mean, I would, sometimes I would say, man, I really want to go out and have a nice roti or a nice rice and curry, Yeah. And then again, if I want to spend a little bit more money, I can go to the sort of fine dining places and have a good meal there. So I guess you can see, it depends on what you want. But yeah, it has gotten more expensive. I think I realized that on transport. I think that's the worst thing.
If I was to say that I only had 3,000 rupees in my hand, what would you consider? Where would you tell me to go? Like to have the best experience I could possibly have with 3,000.
With 3,000
rupees. I'll take the bus
from Colombo.
The highway bus down.
Which is 500.
$500. Okay. So I've got 2,500 left.
So I mean, if you go down south, if you go, for example, now we're talking about Uluwatuna. If you go to places like Uluwatuna, you have so many really good spots, where you can just really cheap accommodation.
Yeah.
And for me, I mean, it's just basically about the experience. Sometimes you have such a great experience when you end up in this little guest house and you meet loads of other people, loads of other travelers.
That's true.
You meet the locals. Than when you go to maybe a little bit more of an expensive hotel where it's a little bit more, very, very simple and
okay. When you go from one, say, accommodation to another, do you have a gut feel that this is a safe place to stay at, and within your budget, or how do you judge, let's say, accommodation in itself?
Well, I would say word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, I would say a lot of people, they tell me, you should go there, you should go there, and once you start traveling a lot, I guess you meet a lot of people, you meet a lot of friends, and most of them have accommodations here and there. So I guess there's always a way to find a place to stay,